Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Miushi and welcome back to another true crime episode whereby I sit down every week and then I talk about a true crime case that has happened in Africa. But for this week, we are going to focus solely on cases that have happened in Namibia. Today, we are going to talk about the case of Thomas Sheya, who is being accused of allegedly murdering his two small young children. Before I start with this story, I would like to say that everything is alleged because everybody is innocent until they are proven guilty in the court of law. Let me stop wasting time and let me just get into this. Everything I'm going to say is alleged until this man is convicted and then he is sentenced. Let us start from the beginning. Sheya had two children with his girlfriend. They had a girl and then they had a boy. The girl was the older one and then the boy was the younger one. The girl was 4 years old and then the boy was 2 years old. The girl's name was Rosalia, also known as Rusa Sheya, and then the boy's name is or was Andreas Sheya. The relationship that Thomas had with his baby mama, the mother of his children, was very volatile and it was very aggressive. It was filled with violence and arguments. The days leading up to the murder of the kids, Thomas and his girlfriend had a huge fight. During this fight, Thomas tried to murder his girlfriend using a rope, but luckily she managed to escape. Where were the kids when the two of them were fighting? I honestly have no idea where the kids were, but I'm guessing the kids were also at home. After the fight, after Thomas tried to murder his mother of his children with the rope, he tried to strangle her with the rope and she escaped. After that, he decided that he's going to take the kids and then he's going to travel all the way to the north. When they had the fight, they were in Windhoek. Thomas, after that, decided that he's going to take the two kids and he's going to travel to north. On Thursday, Thomas Sheya took his two kids, Rosalia as well as Andreas. The three of them traveled all the way to the north. They were going to the Oshikoto region to a village named Onkani village. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It is Onkani. I don't know. But yeah, I hope I'm saying that correctly. They arrived on Friday. When they got home, Salma Thomas, who is the mother of Thomas Sheya, she was very happy when her son arrived with her grandkids because she hasn't seen her grandkids in a really long time. And she was really happy. She embraced them. And then when Thomas came, he even told his mother that, yeah, I brought your grandkids. And yeah, it was a very good day. It was a very happy day. When he was there with the kids, when he was at home with the kids, like the Friday and the Saturday now, the 12th and the 13th, he was very attentive. He was very loving. He didn't want the kids to go far away from him. He wanted the kids to be close to him. He was just being a loving father, you understand. And to his mother, Salma, this seemed like a normal relationship. Nothing seemed to be strange. Nothing seemed to be out of place. He did not seem like he was being hostile or he was being violent to the kids. There was literally no evidence to suggest that this man was planning something very sinister. When he arrived at his mother's village, at his mother's house, what he told the neighbors as well as the other family members was that in Windhoek, when he had the fight with his girlfriend, when she ran away, when he tried to murder her with a rope, after the whole fight, or maybe during the whole fight, the sister-in-law, meaning the girlfriend's sister, his sister-in-law, she made allegations that the two children that he brought were not his. I had to blur their faces because they are minors. But if you were to dig, you will find pictures of those kids where the faces are not blurred, and then you'll be able to see that these kids look exactly like Thomas. I don't know what he was thinking. But apparently the sister-in-law, the Swara, told him that, yeah, so no, these kids are not yours. And he was very hurt and angry by that statement. A lot of people believe that that could have possibly been the motive for him doing what he was about to do next. So the Friday and the Saturday came and it went. Everything was fine. He was playing with his kids. He was being a loving father and a present father. And then the Sunday is the day where this whole tragic event happened. On the Sunday, which was the 14th of September, 2025, Thomas Sheya took his two kids, Rosalia, who was only 4 years old, as well as Andreas, who was only 2 years old, and then he took them to a veld, Moguti, an isolated area, a secluded area. He took them there, telling them that, yeah, we are going to see your mama. And obviously the kids were excited. They were going to see their mom. But we all know that was a lie. He was planning something else. When he got to an area whereby he felt like they were all alone, the three of them, nobody would be able to hear them, what he did next was very shocking. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer, right? I'm now about to start explaining exactly what this man did to his kids. So if you do not want to hear that part, I suggest that you skip forward. But what he did was he took his hands and then he wrapped them around the necks of these little kids, these tiny little necks. He wrapped his hands around his kids' necks and then he strangled his kids to death using his own hands, one by one. Do you know what is the most saddest part out of this whole case? Yeah, besides the fact that he murdered his kids, he was reported saying that when he confessed, he was reported saying that they did not struggle. The kids did not cry. They did not struggle. They did not cry. I think it's because of the fact that they were probably also wondering what was going on. They were confused. They cannot cry. They cannot scream because they are confused, wondering what is going on. One by one, Thomas proceeded to strangle his children, his own children, using his own bare hands until they passed on. After he finished doing this disgusting thing that he did not even bother to bury their little bodies, or he didn't even bother to take their little bodies and take them back home. He left their bodies there and then he went back home. When he went back home, I think the guiltiness, the guilty conscience was eating him inside, and he started texting people. And one of the person that he texted was his cousin who was in Windhoek. He texted his cousin telling them that he had killed them, telling his cousin that he had killed his children. His cousin called him and then she asked, "So you just killed them in cold blood with no mercy?" And he said yes. Another person that he texted was their neighbor in the village. You know what he texted their neighbor? Thomas picked up his phone and then he sent a text message to the neighbor saying that, "Go get their bodies before the dogs eat them. I have killed them." So the neighbor did what most of us would have done. What he did was he suggested to Thomas that Thomas turned himself in, because he was like, there's no point in running, right? Everybody knows that you did it. You are confessing literally, so there's no point in running. Next day, on the 15th of September 2025, Thomas went to the Okatope police station and then he handed himself in. Now guys, I don't even know what to say. On the 15th, he handed himself in, and then on the 16th of September 2025, he appeared in front of the magistrate, in front of the Ondangwa Magistrate Court. He was denied bail. I don't even know why he posted bail in the first place. Like, where do you think you want to go? You literally just murdered your two kids. where do you want to go? I was reading, I remember I was reading, and then when I got to the point whereby it said that the kids did not even scream. They did not cry. They died quietly. What that man did was disgusting. So yeah, he was denied bail on the 16th of September 2025. He's still in prison, he's still in custody, but he's going to appear in front of the court for his conviction and his sentencing on the 23rd of March 2026. I am definitely going to follow up with this case because I really want to know how many years they're going to give him. The two kids were buried and their grandmother was raising funds because she couldn't really afford two funerals. Not two funerals, but she couldn't afford to bury two people because the costs were a lot, you know, and stuff like that. So she was also raising funds. I went through the comments on Facebook as I was researching. I went through the comments on Facebook and a lot of the people were commenting that these kids look exactly like him. I don't know how he would have looked at them and believed that he was not the father. I also am of the idea. I also believe that these kids look exactly like him. Or they looked exactly like him because they are deceased now. A lot of the things that I was also reading as I was going through the comments where a lot of people were also speculating the fact that maybe it could have been a mental health thing, because when it comes to a parent killing their own child, in most cases it is regarded as a mental health case, because a parent in their right state of mind will not do that. You take one child and then you strangle the baby and then the baby dies. When you go to the second child, don't you think this is it? Don't you change your mind? Doesn't anything in your mind clicks? I just cannot wrap my head around it. I just cannot. I can't wrap my head around how a father would do such a thing, how a mother would do such a thing, how anybody would do such a thing. Kids are so innocent. They are so sweet, and all you want to do is just hug them and give them love and be with them and protect them and love them. But to think that a person will look at a child and think of hurting them, that's a different kind of evil. That's a special kind of evil. Just like all the cases that I cover on my channel, this one was just like very painful. That is it, guys. That is it about this case. Please tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Me personally, I'm disgusted. I am shocked. I am saddened. I don't know. But what do you guys think? How many years do you guys think he's gonna get? I really hope he's gonna get life in prison, so that he can sit behind bars for a very long time and think about what he did. Before I turn off my video, I would like to pay respect to the little souls that were lost. All I want to say is that their souls were taken very soon. Very unfair, very soon, in a very cruel, horrendous way. I really pray that their soul rests in peace, and then they finally get the peace that they deserve, that they never got on earth. And also, I would really like to say I am so sorry to the mother of these children. I don't know how, I cannot sit here and pretend that I know how it feels like to lose a child. I don't know how that feels like. And I am sure that that is probably one of the most devastating things ever. And my heart goes out to you as well. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into my channel. Thank you so much for choosing me once again. And like I always say, please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to share. Tell a friend to tell a friend so that that friend can tell a friend. Hey, Ushi, I am going to see you in my next video. Bye.